Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you haven't watched the Grand Tour Sun Job, go watch it because there's gonna be some spoilers for you. So we start off with James May having a look at these expensive cars. As you can see, there was a Maserati, an Aston Martin, and wow, look at this classic car. I can't remember the name. Yes, then we went to the next scene was uh, Jeremy Clarkson again showing this very nice Lamborghini, and back to James May again, and this is just basically how they start the show, and almost all the Grand Tours, a classic fashion, yeah. So and then now we have this vast land that was Mauritania, and I think this is where the crew was being carried in that van, and this is the epic scene of the train that was, the trailer for this special. I learned a lot, having been an African. I had I had little known facts about this country, Mauritania, and it was an eye opener for me. It's just like you Europeans, you can possibly have known all the parts of Europe. Same case applies to Africa. We don't really know all these parts, so we kick it off again with them, showing the Mauritania and how vast it is, and how the land is like 90% desert. Like that was fascinating to learn. And then also this fueling truck that they used. I mean, this is like a walking petrol station. So it was interesting to see that. And then now also, this scene was also my favorite, where they had to go through a tunnel, and while going through this tunnel, they had to uh, pass through where Jeremy Clarkson was making jokes about Ebola and bats. And of course, as Africans, typically, to have Ebola has known to be an originated from this continent, so it is understandable, but So also the mines that were in this tunnel were also interesting. At least this time, Richard Hammond didn't crash the car. I don't know why they do it all the time. There has to be a crash of Richard Hammond crashing into things, but at least this time it was clean. Also, this tunnel was really dangerous. It had all the mines, and they were trying to show us that they couldn't go through, but then James May got there, and finally, when he got there, he was told that they couldn't go through this particular part. And but I saw that the mines were not actually there, because now later on you can see that the truck that was carrying the fuel passed through cleanly, and there was no explosion. So I think maybe they over exaggerated it for just dramatic purposes and all that. But I think it was really interesting to see. At one point had me on the edge of my seat, because I was really thinking that this truck was gonna hit one of the mines. So it was really thrilling to watch. But I enjoyed this scene also. Really interesting part of the sun job. As Jeremy was saying something about the other side, there was gonna be like the western part of Africa. I didn't get what he was trying to say, because West Africa is big, but either way, I was trying to make sense of it. Then here they tried to go through this down this hill, but it was also an epic scene. I really liked how they captured that vast land that Mauritania has, with all those hills and valleys, and you can see that they were well equipped. They even had a caterpillar. I don't know how they got the caterpillar in the middle of the desert. I don't know how they got it there, but it's interesting, you know. It makes you wonder how the production team manages to pull these stunts, because it's a really big undertaking. So you could see them going downhill with these exotic cars, and I think this was Jeremy Clarkson was first, and it was nerve wracking at one point because he could literally wrecked the car. Then at this particular shot, we saw the truck carrying all the fuel going downhill. I don't know why they keep using this truck. It was a risky move because, you know, fuel and, you know, what, you know, American call gasoline. If it catches even a bit of fire, it's gonna explode, and it's for us. We're very very fearful of those trucks on the road, because, you know, they can really go off, and it can be a disaster. But anyway, this stunt was good, and I'm glad they were able to do it, because for dramatic purposes, you know, made the this special very very interesting to watch. But another fact is that Richard Clarkson and James May had to go around. There was another route that they used, and Jeremy had no idea about it, so they made him look like a fool. And there's he's there whining and complaining. Why did they let him know about it later on? If you haven't watched the show, just go watch the show. It's a really interesting and funny scene there. And then they're back on the road, and they're covering this very 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 arid area of Mauritania. And interesting fact, you know, like to learn that there was no town nearby, and they had to literally go through the whole desert, is incredible. You know, as an African, like, it makes you appreciate that, you know, some parts of Africa are really developed than others. And sometimes we forget that, you know, we complain about our country, it's terrible, okay. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, this was also another scene that I liked, where this man was explaining that he was a keeper of these ancient relics of about 500 years. There was a book that was about 500 years old, and there was this man from California. I don't know how, white man, what's wrong with you? They wanted to buy it, and they promised him a house in, I don't know, California or whatever, and he declined. Of course, he would decline. I mean, this is the keeper of this ancient materials that are worth a lot more than a house in California. I mean, white men are crazy, man. Sorry, no offense if you're a white man, but you know what I mean. I'm not trying to be, I'm just. It was just interesting, like you just go and watch it, and you'll understand what I mean. And now this Jeremy came up with this idea where he was trying to make the road by using this the like jet skis. They're like, I don't know. There's no bikes. I don't know what you call them. If you know what you call them, tell me down below. And they were using it to make the road a bit bearable to drive through. It was a brilliant idea. If I was being honest, Jeremy. Some say he comes up with these crazy stunts, but they actually work. Because, for instance, this one actually worked when You could see the road behind him was very clear and was very well done. And it's genius. It's actually magnetism of genius. And yeah, it's just a crazy. I mean, how do the production team manage to pull this off? I really wonder, because getting all this machinery to a very a very far away place like Mauritania is incredible, if you think about it. And then now they got to this oasis, and yeah, it was an epic scene. I really liked how they showcased the oasis and how beautiful and magnificent it was. I really enjoyed that one also. And then they got back on the road, and Richard Hammond's car started misbehaving, and at one point it was making this very annoying, irritating sound of a seatbelt noise, all the way beeping and beeping until Richard got fed up with it. And now here you can see them fueling up and getting back on the road. So I don't know if they were doing a street drag race. I think no, it was one of the snow bikes that hit the tanker, and then the tanker exploded. I didn't get why they do this, but it's maybe for dramatic effect. But yeah, so moving on, you can see that they got to this town, and when they got to this town, this is also my favorite part of this scene. You can see these very old cars, like really, literally exoskeleton of a car, like part that's remaining, and people are literally driving them, and they are working very perfectly on the road. I mean, it's just the engine that's there. It was just, I mean, the things you see on these specials, it's incredible. I mean, the time and the places that this production team finds and makes these specials is incredible. And look, this one is not even a car. It's like a walking force. I mean, it was. You guys should go watch it. It was really interesting. So they got. Also, I liked this part. It was where they got to the British embassy, and they were making fun of how. Well, yeah, man, it was also hilarious, man. They were making fun of his tea and how the boys liked alcohols, but surprisingly they were not allowed to smoke to drink anything in the embassy, and that it kind of irritated Jeremy. He started being clumsy with the chocolates that were in the embassy. They fell down, and now they're having this British tea. But to be honest, me as a Tito, like I fancy tea a lot, and I think it was nice. Most of the people get offended about you not being an alcoholic, and they like, oh, what, dude, what the hell? But tea is also, some people fancy it a lot, so I don't. Maybe I didn't get the humor there, but yeah, they got back on the road, and yeah, also this one was also interesting, where they did a drag race in Mauritania, and it was an airstrip, but it was also a road. Yeah, that's why the cars were swerving all over, and the home could almost have hit and made an accident out on that scene. Now here they're cueing the music moment. Da, 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 da. Oh my goodness, Jeremy is just a character, man. I really enjoyed this part. It kind of reminded me the '90s show. Gen Z wouldn't get what the scene was all about. And then here they were trying to okay, and they were trying to move the crew over this uh, vast amount of land of water body, and they ended up sinking the van. Uh, these scenes have been common in Grand Tour. If you watched, you've seen, you would recognize them instantly, where they just sink random cars, like whatever, man. Billionaire lifestyle. They just, they just like, to hell with it. Let's sink this van. It's boring, and we can do it. Man, I'm really gonna miss the Grand Tour. I'm really gonna miss this. Yeah, so that one was under the water, and now they try to navigate these cars. And also, this part was also interesting because how they were innovative in making the cars locomotives in the water, and it was really interesting. From Mauritania to Senegal, so they were moving from Mauritania to Senegal, and they spend a couple of hours in that water mass, and spinning around and round and round. Eventually, they got to the other side. But it was nerve wracking to watch, and then it was also irritating to watch a bit because they were just moving around and around, and complaining and whining and hey, Richard, Jeremy, and all that stuff. And here they were having they finally had the drink that they have been yearning all through the entire episode. And there it was. It's just a really, really enjoyable special. I enjoyed watching every bit of it, and I can't wait to watch the final in Zimbabwe. So here they were told that they can't get to the other side because there was a riot. Mr. Willman told them it wasn't possible to even catch a flight back to their country, and they were so annoyed and very disappointed about it, and they complained here, and finally they did the traditional ending of on that terrible disappointment. See you on the next one. That's the famous line from the Grand Tour. So yeah, guys, I really enjoyed watching it. I don't know what you guys think about this special. Did you like it? Was it nostalgic? Was it like, as a fan, how do you feel about it in a general way? Because I felt really, really nice. Okay, guys, thank you. See you on the